everyone, and welcome to Season 1, Episode 7 of From Hope to Glory at Truro City with me, the United City FM. So, we've been a little bit inconsistent in the last few matches. Not badly, couple of draws in there, which has been a little bit disappointing. But everything's going pretty well, mostly. And you know something? Tiverton are not top of the league anymore. Now, we're not either, but we're only just a smidge off it. And it's coming, I can feel it. So yes, we're not top of the league, but we are sitting in second place, only on goal difference, and we've got a game in hand. Hayes and Yedding have taken over the top spot. Tiverton have just dropped in form recently since we beat them. It sent them on a bit of a downward spiral. We've been doing okay, but we have had a couple of draws, which is why Hayes and Yedding have been able to get ahead of us in the league. But that one game that we've got in hand is going to be absolutely critical to us at some point. Today's not that day. Everybody's pretty much playing today. And we get 11th placed Chesham. And so another good opportunity to play a mid-table side and hopefully get 3 points. So our mixed run of form hasn't been bad by any stretch of the imagination. We've played 5 times since you and I were together last when we played Salisbury and lost 1-0. A little bit disappointing. Won a couple of games, one against Beaconsfield and one against Dorchester. Then we've had a couple of draws recently, Hartley and Taunton. And then in the middle of that, Farnborough, we beat 1-0. So the goals have dried up a little bit ever since the Beaconsfield game anyway. So we need to get our scoring boots back on, and the draws are a little bit kind of anticlimactic, aren't they, really, at a point where we really need to be pushing on as much as we can, because if we don't, we're going to lose ground at the top, and we need to try and find a way to get onto that top spot and get automatic promotion. That is the plan, and this is what we've got coming up for the remainder of the season. You can see that we've probably got another couple of episodes after today. Maybe 3 we'll put in there because of the Tiverton game and where that's placed. So we'll probably come and play like Yate and then Tiverton and then Hendon, probably something like that. But today is all about Chesham. Can we find a way to beat a mid-table side and really push for this top spot in the division? Let's hope so. In this season so far, we've done pretty well for injuries in terms of not getting too many of them, to be honest. We've had one or two sort of minor ones here and there, but nothing bad. For the first time, though, we've lost a first-team player to a fairly lengthy injury. He's out for about 5 weeks. Still got about 3 of those weeks to go, and it's Hayes. Kieran Hayes, who plays on our left side, and he's injured for still another 10 days to 3 weeks. He's been out for a couple of weeks already. A little bit unfortunate, really, just at the point where we are pushing for that top spot. It's another reason why the form has been a little bit shaky, because that starting 11 is so important for us. And it's just been knocked a little bit, and I think it's also been knocked by changing of our right back as well, because of obviously our right back was taken out of the club by the fact that TNS in Wales wanted him, and he wanted to go to a slightly bigger club, so he left when I didn't want him to. So a couple of reasons mean that's why we've been a little shaky, but the system, the tactic, the formation, the setup remains the same because it's been working for us so far. We've just got to find a way to secure the ship a little bit, especially in this sort of left attacking area. We're going to play Garside there today. Now, Garside is more of a central midfield player. But the other wingers that we've got are not particularly great, and he isn't either, but he's got youth on his side, and I just want to give him a chance. He's got a 6.9 average rating for the 9 games that he's played for us, dropping in and out of the squad here and there. And if we go and look at the alternative, for example, Brett, who is more of a left-sided player, His attributes are slightly better, you would suggest. At the age of 30, he's got more experience, but he's played 10 games from the start and only got a 6.5 average rating and hasn't been very good. So Garside gets the chance. Obviously, White is still bedding himself properly into that right fullback role. He's not brilliant going forward, but he's a defensively sound enough fullback for this level. So yeah, bit shaky, bit inconsistent. Time to try and change that though, and go on a little bit of a run of form and see if we can wrestle away this top spot. And to do that today, we've got Hammond in goal, White at right back, Dixon at left back, Collins and Richards in central defence, Allen, Rooney and Harvey in central midfield, Chamberlain on the right, Garside on the left and Neil up top, with a bench of Murray and Walker, Riley Lowe, Sangster, Battle, Brett and Rooney. So let's get into today's game and see what happens. Now, this is an interesting team talk, isn't it? And this is really going to cause a good game, I hope. But the recent standings have Chesham in first place in the league in recent form, and we are in second. And so let's raise our game up to their level and see if we can beat them. That's the team talk. And that's interesting, isn't it? A mid-table side in Chesham, currently on a very good run and causing problems for teams. Can we dent that for them today, or are they going to continue to do that and cause us the same sort of issues? We are away from home, which doesn't help. We're in the orange strip today. If you didn't check out the FM custom kits that we got from FM custom kits, should I say, they are fantastic when you see them up close. And there's a real sense of the white tiger on them from the club nickname. We've given away a penalty, unfortunately, down that right hand side. It was White, who's still struggling to really be the fullback that we need him to be, and he gave away a penalty, and then Rolf puts it away after 1 minute for Chesham. And we're not helping ourselves, are we? When the simple reality is Chesham are already doing really well at the moment, and we need to be on our best. And that's not a good start. Really bad start. One shot on goal, and one for us just been registered. 2 for us now. Can we get back into this game? Can we find a way to turn this round and readdress the momentum that was gained? A poor delivery into the box, straight into the hands of the goalkeeper for Chesham, who goes over the top, but we win it in that defensive midfield area from Allen. And then it's Rooney with a long sweeping ball through to Neil. He didn't win it the first time, won it the second time, but couldn't control it. It's not quite where we want to be at the moment, is it really? It feels a little bit like the momentum has slightly gone from our game. As I said in the lead up to this match, when we lost the right back that we had, and we've now lost a left-sided midfielder to injury. It's really upset the way that we play. And again, it's a good chance for Chesham through into the penalty box, and Hammond got down really well to parry it round the corner of the post for a corner kick. And the corner goes into the near post, but fortunately Chesham had nobody there, but they do win the loose ball in midfield. And again, we're not quite at the races in winning these loose balls and turning defensive issues into attacking issues for our own sake. It's not quite worked out until that point there. And it was White with a throw-in on the right-hand side. Got it back eventually, and then drifted a very nice early ball in, round in front of the defensive line as they were running back to their goalkeeper. Harvey drops it back to White. Long, raking, curling cross into that near post, and it's Neil that responds quickest to it. The defenders are all caught in their heels, and he pokes it home for 1-1 at 20 minutes, just over 20 minutes. So we are back in the game towards the middle point of this first half, and we get a chance potentially to do more damage, and we don't quite manage it on the corner kick, but Tyler Harvey will take the penalty that was given for a distraction in the box. That's not the word I was looking for, but I can't figure out what the word I wanted was, and Harvey misses the penalty. Oh no, we had such a perfect opportunity to take a lead just before half time. We could still do it, of course. Garside with a corner kick, and then why wasn't that player running to the ball when the ball was loose? He just stood and watched it. and Chesham came away with it. That infuriates me when they don't run towards the ball at least. Through ball from Chesham, Hammond with no problems on that occasion. The striker didn't read the ball and he was able just to gather it. Forces it up to Neil quite early. We almost got it in attacking midfield from Harvey, but not quite. And then they make a mistake and Garside takes over. But we go too early to Neil. Instead of just dropping it into his feet, we tried to go over the top and we lost the ball. And Chesham have another chance. And Adam Martin, from just outside the box for Chesham, sets a thunderbolt at goal. Hammond can't get to it. And it goes into the top of the net for a 2-1 lead for Chesham. It's been all go in the last 5 minutes of the game. Since we got the equaliser, there have been shots all over the place for both sides. We have not been able to convert our chances, and that's been a big deal in this first half. And Chesham have managed it. And there's an interesting stat that's part of the shots at goal and the shots on target kind of ratio, etc., that we'll look at half time. Because look at this, we've had 10 shots at goal and 4 on target, which is all right. But Chesham have only had 4 at goal and 3 on target, and they've got 2 goals from it. They've been clinical when they've had it, and we need to up our game in the second half. Completion of passing is decent. We've had more of the possession, which is okay. XG rating 1.6, so we should have had that second goal really, but we didn't. And Chesham are making us pay for it just at the moment. So into the halftime team talk we go. And we're going to have to be a bit kind of in their face a little bit. I think we'll thrash the arms about, say I'm far from pleased from how it's going. And as soon as we go back out, we're going into the shouts to tell them to focus on the game and really see if they can channel their thought process and their energy to playing better than we have done so far. It's been all right, but clinical finishing has not been the course for the day, has it? So we're going to give it a little bit more time, and then we're going to stop at that point. Oh, there's a highlight. Let's not stop at that point. After this highlight, we'll be making some changes, definitely. Hammond, our goalkeeper, clears the ball down this right-hand side for Chamberlain, who got enough of a foot in, and then finds the through ball and puts it in the back of the net. And I'm really glad that we waited for that highlight. It was a lovely move, wasn't it? Hammond with a really good ball into Chamberlain, who just about managed to get a foot on it. Let's see if we can see this here. So it goes to Chamberlain. At that point there, just about gets enough pressure on the ball. Harvey into Neil. Neil through to the on-running Chamberlain. And that's how our team works. We get it into Neil. We get runners behind him. He puts the ball through. And then he follows the play and sometimes gets the goal himself. 74 minutes. We are going to make those changes. We're going to see who needs to come out for tiredness reasons. And it shouldn't be too bad because we've rotated the side recently. And some good ratings other than poor Dixon, who is aging and his physicals are diminishing, and I can't quite get a good game out of him. He might be about to lose his spot to Riley Lowe on a more permanent basis. Riley Lowe is not the best fullback by any stretch, but he's okay. 25 years old. I think it's about time that he got some more game time, if I'm honest. So we're going to probably play him more regularly. So we've got a couple of issues in midfield in terms of their ratings not quite as high as others. So we're going to take Rooney out and put Sangster in. And then we're going to also take Harvey out. We don't need to worry about him in terms of his fitness, but today wasn't his day potentially. And what we're going to do is we're going to switch these two round. We're going to play Battle out on the wide left area, and Garside drops more centrally, which is kind of where he likes to play more anyway. But with Harvey, he's been brilliant. He's got so many assists, 10 assists in 27 games, 4 goals. But just occasionally, he has a bit of a poor run of form. And so we're going to just take him out the firing line a little bit and rest those legs for future games. So back into the game, 10 minutes or so to go, plus a little bit of added time. Let's see if we can get one more chance. Maybe pause the game with 5 minutes just so I can change the mentality up to very attacking just for the last few minutes. Put the pressure on. try and win the ball high up the pitch and get one chance at goal. And is this the chance? Collins with the defensive free kick. Eventually we go up to Neil, but the ball is lost. He loses out, and it's Chesham that get one last chance to counter-attack on us. They're doing so down the right-hand side for them. We've got a good amount of support there. Sangster gets a good challenge in. We again go up to Neil. He doesn't win the ball again, and Joseph picks it up and onto the edge of the box. There looked like a bit of a foul there from our defenders, but it wasn't given, and Garside threw on goal down the other end, and he misses it by inches. That was the chance that we were looking for. We were really lucky not to concede ourselves. And then we had one shot at goal and it wasn't given. And now again, Chesham get one last chance to counterattack. There's no challenge on him whatsoever. And he narrowly misses that far post as he shoots. And again, we were lucky. It's all happening, isn't it? With a few seconds left, we've got a free kick on this wide right-hand side. Allen with a sweeping ball in. Can we get somebody on the end of it? We do, but way out of position now, and it looks like that's going to be the end of it. We've got a goal kick for Chesham just to clear their lines. Not a goal kick, a free kick, and he's going to take his time. The time is ticking down, and I think we're done, and we are, and we get a 2-2 draw. Now, are we happy with that? I guess because of the form guide recently, we can't be too unhappy with it. We also get to look in on the XG ratings in a second, and they make for interesting reading. We dropped 2 points, but mainly, I think we're going to have to look at it. We gained a point away from home against a very informed side. So how do we analyse this performance? Well, the first thing to talk about is the XG rating. And Chesham got a 1.21, which is decent because they got 2 goals from that. So their expected goals were less than what they actually scored. They did well. Ours, on the other hand, not quite so good reading, is it, in a way? We got a 2.5 XG rating, and we got 2 goals from it, but potentially had a couple of half chances in that last 5 minutes of the game where we could have won the game, and possibly should have, although probably Chesham could say the same as well. But we absolutely battered the goal of Chesham, didn't we? If we go and look at these, 18 attempts at goal, lots of them, like these ones out on the edge of the box, were off target. Here is a shot that was saved. We get another one saved and another one saved. So the goalkeeper was having a decent game when we were central, but too many wasted chances. And I'm not quite sure what that was. Was that really a shot? I think it was probably a free kick that came in that was deemed a shot, but probably not. And it didn't get a great shot XG rating, did it? So it's no wonder that he didn't put it in the back of the net. Let's see if we can find a couple that should have gone in that didn't. The XG ratings are not particularly high on these shots, so there's obviously a lot of defenders around. So in all senses, really, we did pretty well with what we had. We got the 2 goals. It's just we couldn't keep them out at the other end. Our setup in terms of our average positions is decent. It's still a great shape that we've got. Lots of central midfield possession, and that's borne out here by the focus of attack. 46% possession in the centre of midfield, or the central position of the pitch, should I say. But we didn't quite make the most of it, and I think it is this imbalance on the left-hand side. Now that we don't have our normal regular left-sided player in Hayes, it feels like we don't quite know how to work the ball down the left. And that takes away one of the avenues that we've got, really. And it becomes tricky after that point. You can see that the Chesham attempts at goal were all down this sort of slight left-hand side of the box. And they really didn't have that many, did they? So we were on a good game in a number of ways, keeping the chances to a minimum. We had a lot of possession of the ball. Our pass completion was reasonably good. We had an XG of 2.5, which I don't think is normally that high for us at all. And we couldn't quite make the most of it, which is disappointing. So let's go and have a look at more detail of these shots. So these are the 2 goals, one from the edge of the box from Chamberlain, one from the edge of the 6-yard box from Neil. We get the 9 shots that were off target. It's explain this to me. This is brilliant. How on earth is that deemed a shot? Oh dear. I don't understand what these arrows are saying. What happened here? Is this a throw-in and then he's shot as he's shooting at the bar of the touch line? Tell me in the comments. I don't get it. But for whatever reason, something very confusing happened with that particular effort, didn't it? Anyway, let's move on from that. That's funny. Saved shots. We got 3 centrally that we should have done better with. We should have put it either side of the keeper. You can see that the direction of the ball travel is going more central to the goal than anything else. And we need to put it either side, really, just to get those chances. And we had 3 blocked. And they're not great positions, are they, really? And that's possibly where we went wrong. All of the shots that we did take were not in particularly good positions. We'll check out the scoring chances in a second and see how many were actually clear cut, because I don't think it was too many. So here's the completed passing, just because it makes me giggle every time I see it. What are you supposed to do with that? Intercepted quite a lot today. You can see some fairly long balls from the defensive area, which is kind of what we play, but we weren't winning it in this sort of space. Neil didn't quite manage to get the better of his defenders, I don't think, when the ball was coming up to him a lot. So the passing blocked. We had 2 there. We've got unsuccessful passes again. Not accurate enough with these passes. Unfortunately today it just was one of those games where it just didn't stick to the people that we were trying to get to. Out to play, not too bad. I will happily take that. And then we got 6 key passes, and that again shows you that we worked some decent positions when we were able to, and we kind of just didn't take it. And we created 2 chances from a corner kick and a free kick, it looks like. And hit the woodwork. No, we didn't hit the woodwork. So let's go and check out these scoring chances, because I really want to see how many clear-cut shots we got away. And this is the one that we're bothered by, isn't it? So if you remember, Chamberlain scored from this sort of spot. This is the goal from Neil. And we had 1 more from Harvey on the penalty spot, of course, that we didn't convert. And that's kind of lost us the game, really. And the half chance was the Chamberlain goal. So whilst we had 18 shots at goal, we didn't make the goalkeeper work enough. We didn't create clear enough chances. And that is ultimately why we didn't get the 3 points. I kind of feel a bit out of sorts with this one today. I feel like we should have done a lot better than we did, but I'm also kind of happy enough that we came up against an informed side and didn't lose. What's that done to our league position is the question. And the answer to what it's done to our league position is that it's left us still in second place, but we're now 2 points behind Hayes and Yedding, and we've still got that game in hand. So we've dropped a little bit off the pace. They've obviously picked up a couple of points on us today, which is unfortunate, but that's what happens at this level when you lose the opportunity to pick up the 3 points yourself. Somebody else is going to do it, aren't they? We've still got Farnborough for company at 58 points. Tiverton have dropping back a little bit on them position-wise. But that Hayes and Yedding side, 2 points clear. We've got a game in hand. It's still in our hands to do something with this. But we've got to wrestle back a little bit more of a consistent run of form. It's been a bit of a problem. So here we are, just before we figure out what next episode is going to look like. Get my teeth back in again. You can see this run of form here through March, 3 draws out of 4 matches, and it's just dropped our morale and our motivation and momentum and the good feel factor that we had in the club just a little bit. The players are not quite in the run of the vein of form that they were. And it's kind of a bit of a problem at the moment. We've got a couple of months left to play. We've got 3 episodes still to play for this particular season. So the next one is going to be Yate. Let's go and check Yate out. And they're currently sitting in 9th. Again, a mid-table opposition. And we've found recently that they're tricky. They're tricky to play. This division is kind of much of a muchness, it feels like. Everybody can take points off everyone else. And just at the moment, we need to find a way for our sort of our run of form to be better than it has been. Anyway, there's nothing I can do about that at this second. I'm gonna see if I can knock off some rough edges in our tactics. When I come back next time round, I think 1 or 2 minute changes are going to be necessary, just to see if we can take a few opposition by surprise. So we got Swindon coming up. We've got Gosport, Weston-super-Mare, Metropolitan Police leading into that Yate game. So hopefully within this next 4 matches, we'll get at least 9 points would be good. We'll have to find out. But that's going to do it for today. I'm kind of... excuse me. But that's going to do it today. I'm kind of a little bit out of sorts, if I'm honest. I don't feel it was the best episode I've ever produced. And I feel like the performance of the team is just below par at the moment. And it's a little bit tricky just to lift them again. Hopefully we can do that. Thank you for joining me today, though. I really appreciate the amount of views on the channel so far for the series. Let's keep that going. Click that like button for me if you could. That helps me get seen by lots of other people and really demonstrates that you're connecting to the content that I put out, which is great for my own sense of morale moving forward with the channel. Subscribe to the channel and join my United City community if you haven't already. There's lots of ways to do that also on Twitter and Discord and Patreon and the like, so they're all linked in the description below. Go and share the love with people like FM Editor and FM Custom Kits for providing the content that we've got in this particular series. They've been fantastic. Until next time, though, take care of yourselves. I'll see you very soon. Bye for now.